You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. As pressure at Pakistan's border with Afghanistan eased, officials have vowed to keep up their immigration crackdown, detaining hundreds of Afghans while encouraging undocumented families to continue leaving voluntarily. Bulldozers have also now been seen razing Afghan community dwellings to the ground. More than 100 people were detained in one police operation in the megacity of Karachi yesterday, while police rounded up 425 Afghans in Quetta, the city closest to the Chaman border crossing. More than 165,000 Afghans have fled Pakistan in the month since government ordered 1.7 million people to leave or face arrest and deportation. The majority rushed to the border in the past several days as the November 1st deadline approached, and police began to open up dozens of holding centres to detain arrested Afghans. Authorities on the Afghan side of the border have been overwhelmed by the scale of the exodus as they attempt to process those returning, some of whom are setting foot in Afghanistan for the first time in their lives. Taliban authorities set up the centre several kilometres from a border crossing, as well as camps for families with nowhere to go, after a bottleneck there sparked an emergency situation for thousands of stranded people. At the largest border crossing at Torkham in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, officials worked into the early hours of Thursday to clear a queue of 28,000 people that stretched for 7 kilometres. Just over 129,000 have fled from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, while a total of 38,000 have crossed through Chaman in Balochistan province. After the country's interior minister met with the Afghan ambassador in Islamabad yesterday, Pakistan announced that women and children under the age of 14 leaving voluntarily would be spared body searches and biometric scanning at the border, in line with cultural sensitivities. Lawyers and rights groups have accused the Pakistani government of using threats, abuse and detention to coerce Afghan asylum seekers to leave, while Afghans have reported weeks of arbitrary arrests and extortion. Millions of Afghans have poured into Pakistan in recent decades, fleeing a series of violent conflicts, including an estimated 600,000 since the Taliban government seized power in August 2021 and then imposed its harsh interpretation of Islamic law. Pakistan has said the deportations are to protect its welfare and security after a sharp rise in attacks, which the government blames on militants operating from Afghanistan. Analysts say it's likely a pressure tactic to force the Taliban government to cooperate on security issues. You've been watching Satluj TV News. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And of course, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below, or indeed drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We would love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching. For Satluj TV News, I'm Angus Scott in London.